Hey YouTube, I've got a 1991 M923A2 5-ton for sale. This is a Gulf War era truck, and this one was restored back in Christmas of 2017, and it was done by Equipment Planet LLC. There's a lot of people that do these trucks, Boise Equipment, CNC Equipment, Texas Battle Trucks, a few others. Prices anywhere from around $29,000 up to around $55,000. I chose my builder because I like the way he did the bed. He didn't just sit it on top and let the back fender stick up higher than the front. All my fenders are actually level, and I'll show you how he did that. He had to modify the fender wells inside and modify the bed. But this truck obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but it used to be 6-wheel drive troop carrier with a 14-foot bed, weighed around 22,000 pounds. The third axle's been removed. The truck has been shortened 3 feet, and the M105 trailer bed's been added. So this truck now weighs 15,000 pounds. And close to 2,000 pounds of it is tires and wheels. There's no electronics on this truck. Everything is air powered, air steering, air brakes, air transfer case, air transmission. Even the windshield wipers are air. I guess that's for EMP protection. Since I've had it, like most of them, if you're going to buy one of these things and use it, you're going to replace things on it. So I had a good truck to start with, but I've had to do the alternator and its Wolverine Technologies. I had to do the starter 2 weeks ago. That's also Wolverine Technologies. It's got a new Cummins lift pump on it. I put a push button start in it because that kind of stuff just fails in these trucks. My batteries have been moved. There used to be 4 6-volt batteries under the seat, and that's a safety issue for some people, but my builder got rid of the 4 6-volts and he put 2 12-volts out here. These trucks are hard to keep clean. I washed it yesterday and it seems to carry its own sand and it just deposits it everywhere, and I don't get it. But we'll just do a walk around here and show you. This one's got I'll show you the inside and you'll see the miles and the hours. But it runs good, never left me stranded. But like I said, if you own one of these, you will do some work on them. They're not hard, they're very simple, because everything is mechanical. Nothing electronic. And people ask me, how did I get this thing on the road? It actually wasn't very difficult. The DMV just assigns it as a former military vehicle. See, I got a tag on it. You do have to pay for a heavy vehicle, of course. Let me show you what he did in the bed. You can see where he added a little bit extra metal on the fenders so the bed can sit lower, and then up there, that lifts up so you can access the transfer case. Let's see. Tires are new. They have around 2,000 miles on them. And they weigh, on the rims, they weigh, I don't know, about 450 pounds a piece. Pretty heavy. You won't be changing that by yourself. My builder, he has both gas tanks tied together. I don't use this one. I use the one on the driver's side. And one thing he did not do, which I was disappointed, but he said it's just a maintenance issue, is he didn't put the sending unit for the gas gauge. So I just have to look inside and see how much fuel I got. But it's not a big deal. I've never run out. Let's see here. Let me look inside. Oh, I put I put my own mirrors on it because the ones that come with it are just so big and goofy. I didn't like that, so I made them. I have one for the other side too. It's not on the truck, but it's not hollow tubing. It's extremely substantial. You could pull on it. But the interior, my builder he put this little rubber mat inside here, which is nice. Kind of makes it feel nice and new. But it's in good condition. I replaced all these little LED gimmicks because they were old and cruddy. These I didn't replace, but I cleaned the paint off them, and they're actually brass underneath. Interesting. But here's my miles and my hours. Almost 15,000 miles and 610 hours. I bought this truck with 12,600 miles. I drove it back from Louisiana, 800 miles. Had zero issues with it. As you can see, this is an automatic, and these trucks have the Cummins 6CTA, which is it's an 8.3 liter diesel, 250 horsepower, 750 foot-pounds of torque. And I think these are the last trucks to get that. I think the new Stuart Stevenson or whatever, they have the Caterpillar, and they're not quite as desirable. But, you know, these are, they only made 32,000 of these M900s. They weren't terribly safe from what I read. And I guess between the Gulf War and people chopping them up to make 4-doors out of them and other things, they're kind of disappearing. So I got one. I'm only selling this thing because it's just really too big for my life, too big for my neighborhood. My wife can't stand it, but I personally love it. It's huge. It's bigger than anything on the road. You look down on everything, semi-trucks, trash trucks, buses, nothing is as high. Anyway, I have about $26,000 in this truck. So I think 25 is a fair deal. Again, if you want to wait a few months and have one built, you could do that for, I guess, around 29 grand. Or you can take this one. Anyway, you can email me, and I'll put it in the description too at tlspd@yahoo.com. And insurance. It's I have it insured with Haggerty's for replacement cost, and it's $570 a year to insure it for 25 grand. Anyway, you don't need a CDL because this thing is under 26,000 pounds. I mean, sure, it does have air brakes, and they work very well. You can actually lock the wheels up. I wouldn't recommend that though, because it doesn't go straight when that happens. But anyway, I think I told you about the motor, turbo diesel, runs great. Surprisingly, nothing leaks on this truck, which I just can't imagine that, you know, being so old, and I don't know. It just really blew me away. Anyway, I hope the video is not boring. Hope I've showed you everything you want to see on this truck. See if I can get the hood. But anyway, if you have an interest, send me a message or email me. Appreciate it. Thank you.